Previously, in the Shattered Lands, having decimated the guards within the villa courtyard, the adventurers looted their fallen foes. Along with a bit of coin and some gear, they took a ring of keys from their fallen leader. The party also saw that these strange men all had marks that looked like a twisting tree burned into them somewhere on their body like a brand. Knowing that Celibus the wizard had heard the archers from within the villa running, the group wasted no time and pressed inside. On the ground floor, they saw that the villa had once been a shop and home, and while they found little of real value, headed upstairs where the archers had been firing on them. On the upper floor, they found several bunks and cots and the room the guard's leader had taken over. They looted some treasure from a pair of chests, including a strange muzzle that bore arcane markings. Brother Bertram discovered the hidden journal of the guard's leader, Cal Faring, beneath the bed. The journal was an old logbook and told a crazed tale of the mercenary guard's descent into madness, as he and the others within the town swore themselves to something known as the Cult of the Twisted Tree, killing all who did not. This cult was apparently the downfall of the town of Fartham years ago, and it was still operating within the ruins. There were many disturbing and grisly discoveries within the journal, but the group had little time to ruminate upon them all, as they still hadn't found the location of the archers. Deciding that their quarry must have fled below, the adventurers headed down into a large storeroom, and there were ambushed by the remainder of the guards, including the archers themselves and several more hounds. The battle, though brutal, was brief, and the party prevailed. In the aftermath of the fight, they explored the cellar, which was in truth much larger than expected, with many halls and rooms. They encountered no more guards, but Aelwyn rescued a single pup, which hadn't undergone the cruel training of the cult as of yet. She told Sir Venric that his squire might like a puppy, and the knight agreed. They also found a dungeon in which a man named Copper was being held. Having undergone torture, the man told them he'd been a caravan guard and that he and his comrades were captured and tortured. Most ended up dead, but some swore themselves to the cult and were taken to the ruined temple, or so he'd been told. As they talked, the party was ambushed by Cor the Boar, the sadistic right hand of Cal Faring. He was a huge, terrifying man with a blood-stained cleaver, but he could not stand before the full might of the adventurers. Having slain him, they next investigated the torture chamber where the boar did his horrific deeds, and there found the belongings of Copper, among other things. However, among his belongings they saw a set of thieves' tools. The group, especially Celibus, demanded to know if he was a thief, and he admitted as much, telling them he'd gotten himself into some trouble in Southcote and had been forced to flee. He swore he'd be loyal to them and offered his blade to their service in gratitude, and the adventurers agreed to take him on. When the dust settled, they gathered themselves and their loot, and with dusk approaching, the party headed out of the villa toward their hidden camp outside the ruins of Fartham. Welcome back.
Back we are.
Was there anything else you guys were doing? I know Venric. I'm sorry, I asked the question, then I started talking. I got to get better at that. Continue.
I think we were going to get the tabards and gear of the knights that we found in the basement, load them in the cart with whatever else that we thought we wanted to bring in the cart. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, Venric is going to load some of the gear that he had looted for Clay to bring it back to camp.
Yep, because as we talked about it, Venric had found a spear, some chainmail, a sword, shield, and short sword, and he kind of was rolling it all into a bundle, putting a sword belt around it, and kind of carrying it over his shoulder. Right. Had you guys decided to take that horse and cart?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe so. If the druid would be so kind to, work with the perhaps hostile animal.
Oh, he's very docile. He's more than happy to come with us.
Very well.
So you guys go down, you gather up some of the tabards and cloaks of the fallen knights that you found there. Bring them above. You see that it's starting to get dusk It's night is not, you've got some time, but you got to get moving. By the time, Venric goes over, gathers up the bundle that he had, Aelwyn, you go over, and again, like as the druid has told you, sure enough, you get closer, and Celovus, you see that this horse is very calm, very docile. It's a cart horse. In fact, as soon as she starts to open the paddock, it's got a bit and bridle. It goes right over and stands by the wagon, waiting to be hitched, like kind of excited, seeming to be going, getting out. You get the feeling he doesn't get, although they did feed the horse very well, you get the feeling he doesn't get outside all that often. As far as out on the road and things like that. You get him hitched up, and even Venric, if you wish, and Bertram too, the things that you guys have, you could just put in the back of this cart. It's not as big as Bertram's wagon, but it's a horse cart.
Yeah, I'll load him in there.
Yeah, so will Venric.
All right, and I will switch over to.
Are you guys ready? I want to get out of here before the darkness sets in this place.
I would agree.
Agreed.
Yes.
Looking forward to see my squire again. We should head out now.
Very good.
Begin following Sir Venric.
All right, you can see the path leads up to the old East Road, which is wider than these little side paths or side roads in some cases. You head east, making your way down. You cross through the hills. You pass the cart track that led south to the windmill. You pass the track that led north to the old farm. And then, as the sun sets, its rays giving less and less light, you realize it won't be long before full darkness will soon blanket the land. Nearing the edge of town, dusk begins to settle softly all around you, making it harder and harder to see. You wonder for a moment whether you should press on in the gloom or light a torch or some other light source. Everyone give me perception checks.
Okay, 21.
I too
Also
got a
21.
21.
I got
That
a,
is weird.
I got a 14.
3
Okay.
21s, DM.
Excellent. So, let me take a second and set something up. You're making your way. I'm assuming, as always, the wizard's in the lead.
As per usual. No.
Standard.
All right. There it is again. So, Sir Venric is usually in the lead.
I will follow.
Well, my question becomes: usually, it was 2 by 2 like that. Are you sticking to your usual?
Yep, I'll go
Pattern?
next to him. You're right. Yeah.
So
I mean-
someone needs to be leading the horse, so I'll have its reins in one hand.
Okay. So. We're back here by the horse. Bertram goes to the front. Celovus is there. Is this acceptable?
Yep.
Works for me.
You all really rolled well, first of all. Except for Celovus. Celovus, the Seeker, seems to be trying to figure things out with this horse. My understanding was, as if I remember the earlier conversation correctly, it was to be his kind of horse and cart when it was all said and done, if I remember that right.
We talked about it. Yep.
And not that it is, but in my mind, Now you can correct me if I'm wrong, Wizard, but you're kind of like trying to watch everything she does as she handles this horse.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn a little bit. I mean, obviously, he does not have the skill. He's not a skilled hand with animals the way that the druidess is, but he kind of is just trying to almost mimic and, kind of paying attention to, how she handles it, how she kind of talks quietly to it, all that different stuff. Just kind of brushing it, very softly and stuff like that. Just he's paying very close attention to that.
Excellent, excellent. And Elwyn, for your part, you're just not getting what you catch him looking at you and what you're doing, and you're just not like, you just keep glancing. What's the big deal?
Looking at me.
And you start to understand that for all Selvas' knowledge and arcane might, this is just, he's not used to this stuff. But nonetheless, he's paying attention maybe a little too closely, because he does not hear what the three of you hear. And you hear something as you're moving down the path. You all hear like this deep, like, and something leaps from the brush. Something truly horrifying that looks like this.
Oh, no, and then.
Oh, what?
None of you have ever seen anything remotely like, and as it does, it's making this just horrifying, like as it leaps, like, and it leaps. This simian monstrosity is roughly the size of a large man, with massive outsized hands and an impossibly wide mouth full of jagged, razor-sharp teeth that seems to stretch its mouth wide like a grin. A long prehensile tail seems as integral to the creature as its other limbs, and it uses arms and legs interchangeably, seeming to plant itself often on a single hand or foot, although it's hard really to discern if there is a difference. Serrated spines run down the hideous thing's back, and its eyes are black as night. And as it comes leaping forward out of the brush, Selvas, you are flat-footed.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
So what is important is the direction. Yep, it's coming from there. And now... Oh, Bertram.
Okay.
So, this thing is up in a tree, essentially, and it lunges, leaping effortlessly out and landing atop your cleric.
No.
Its full weight bearing down. And I don't know if I'll zoom in a little bit better maybe where you can see. It's hunched over, but it's massive. It's every bit as big as, the cleric in its way, although it's kind of like but its hands are just ridiculously massive. And as it does, leap.
Oh no!
When you have
On
another
you.
pet.
This one.
And Druid, like this thing is not normal. You don't even know what you're looking at. And this creature, on its leap attack, normally it attacks with a claw bite, but on a leap attack, while it loses its bite, it attacks with all four claws as it leaps down upon its prey.
So that's the worst. That's it's four claws, not claw bite. Oh, man!
Claw. Okay. That is a miss. I'm pretty sure 14 is a miss.
Yes.
That's a miss.
14 misses.
19.
I
and
wanted
over
to
20.
miss. Yeah, those two hit.
All right.
Dirty, rotten, no good abominations.
Oof. For 9 points of damage,
Well, this was Certainly a fun session start.
As this
Bertram
thing
drops.
both on the torso. So this thing, as it leaps down upon Bertram, it comes down, slams in with like the bottom 2 feet, and again, it doesn't bother at all. Again, like as you'd see a gorilla or a chimpanzee leaping around in an enclosure or even in the jungle, obviously, it has no effort at all. It's not like oof. It's not anything. It just easily, but its front 2 hands slam into Bertram, who apparently gets knocked completely unconscious.
Yep, I'm down.
Oh, and now it must die.
It bears the cleric and just slams him to the ground and is lying atop his prone body. And it's kind of like as it drops you. And we go into initiative mode. Welcome to session 4! They win.
When?
Sir Benrick?
Oh, right. Fenric will turn and immediately hack upon this thing. That is a dirty 20.
That is a hit.
Nice.
All right, for 6 points of damage in the head.
Wow. You hack into this thing's head, but it's so fast, and its skin is really tough as you chop into this thing. It like almost half dodges, and you hit it on the side of its head, sort of, it grazes down. It does damage, but it's not, you expected that, that would have chopped a man's head clean off. And instead, it's injured, but I want to get you a good view of its creepy face.
Oh, I got a good view of it. I mean, I had one.
All right. Oh, guys.
Oh.
Here we go.
It whirls on Fenric. And it never ceases this creepy... Okay.
Wonderful.
Miss with the bite and that claw, but that is a 21.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
The other claw. Benrick, you take 5 points of damage in the torso.
Feeling that.
This massive hand with claws, again, it's the size almost of your breastplate. It's just it rakes, and you're unprepared. It feels like a spear getting driven into you, only it's 4 claws, and your armor holds, but it kind of dents a little, and you feel links in the chain that, where it connects, like being ripped, and you feel blood flow. And you're not used to that, Venric. No longer unhittable. All right. Ellen.
Hey, is it still standing on top of Bertram, or could I pull him out of there?
Yes. So as Aelwyn pulls Brother Bertram back to her, this thing whirls, snarling. But that's one action to grab him and pull him back.
Okay, I will also pull out a potion.
All right. She pulls a potion. Next is Brother Bertram. Give me that sweet constitution check.
Coming at you. 12.
That is not going to do it. You lose a hit point.
Okay.
Oof.
Celavus, the Seeker.
All right. Celavus is going to pull his blade because he was not ready for any of this. He hadn't heard until he just saw Brother Bertram drop. So he's going to pull his blade and try to stab this thing if he can. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, that is a 19 in total.
That is a hit.
Okay, for 4 points of damage in the target, so I'm going to say the torso.
All right, you jump forward and thing in its guts, and it's. But again, you find its skin is, just crazy tough. Finally, the horse. I'm going to give it a morale check. Wants to roll 2d6.
I can. 2. I don't remember if that's bad or good.
All right. The horse with a 2, that's a very good morale roll. It does not flee because the way morale works is it's the morale score or lower.
That's
it's an old
right.
school stat. So, next round, Druid.
Okay, I give Brother Bertram this potion. Brother Bertram, you get 4 back.
Okay, still unconscious.
Great. And I'm going to continue dragging him back further away from this thing, like back towards where the cart is.
I'll give you to say next to the cart with because he's a big man, and you're strong. It's just he's large. Next fastest is Celavus.
Okay, so this is going to attempt to stab this thing again. He's freaked the heck out. No, that's a horrible failure. He rolled a 1.
Oh, let me roll scatter dice and fling. Roll your strength rolls, please.
Okay. Oh, no, apparently he was swinging for the fences, because that's a 6 in total.
Okay. Your sword is over there. I don't know if you can even see that. You fling your blade. You're like you say. You're just like, what is this thing? And yeah, just flings your blade. Sir Venric.
All right, after Vendrick takes the last hit, he will wind back up and lash out with his blade. That is... Ooh, that is a 22.
That is a hit, sir.
Nice.
That is for 5 points of damage in the head.
Nice.
Wow. And again, you go for the head, and you this time you hit it like on top of its skull. It ducks down, and it kind of skitters off of its thick skull, but you do lop part of its ear off, and it drops to the ground and screeches. And as luck would have it, you see this thing turn, whirl, scream at you, and leap backward up into a tree, like up here, like it's nothing, and then leap again off into the darkness and then you hear this just blood curdling, and it's gone in the darkness.
Wow.
What in the hells was that?
I've never even heard of something like that.
Doesn't look like anything I've ever seen.
Is Bertram still down?
He is, yes. I have poultices, but no more potions.
Does he have one on him?
Yes, he does.
Okay. I grab it and I give it to you. Oh, there you go, Max. 7.
Nice. That will put me at 607.
Sir Fenric,
Yes.
would you mind escorting me over to pick up my blade?
Let's get it. I have a bad feeling about that creature. I feel like it's going to try to stalk us.
Seeing as how it's still alive, and it could jump out of nowhere,
Yeah, and I'll walk with you with Celavus over there.
What was that?
I don't know.
Just a hand.
whatever
Sorry,
that bloody
I didn't mean to
thing
cut
was,
you
whatever that bloody thing was, I slashed it twice and it didn't die. Celibus, you hit it too.
I stabbed it. Well, I mean, in a way that would have went right through a man's torso, but it did not.
Let's maybe discuss it some more back at camp.
Agreed.
I pick up the reins. Good boy, you're so brave. You didn't even run. Look at you, just stood right there. Good horse. I knew we were right to bring you along.
Let us hope that it didn't discover our camp.
You get a sense that you're not sure if this horse is just old and exhausted or if it's something more.
Well, let's get back to camp then. Let's get out of here.
Let's make haste.
Well, that thing comes back.
All right, take 5. Quick setup back at camp.
Back to camp.
All
right. As you return to the camp, couple of things. Who would like to roll the random encounter for while you all were gone?
I know Kate would. She was just saying.
Oh, God. D6?
Yep.
Okay. 5.
One thing that I would like to take a moment and discuss with my erstwhile group.
This is never good.
All right, so we're back dealing with some minor technical difficulties. Quick explanation of what's going on within Fartham, if not within all the Shattered Lands. I'm using a mechanic we've used before in our zombie apocalypse game, and it's called the Dread Dice mechanic. It is not mine. I didn't come up with it. They know this mechanic. I did not come up with this. I cannot remember the game system that originated, but I'm using it. It's awesome. I do my own modified version of it, and for that I have this big dice here. And what the Dread Dice does, rather than normal random encounters, every time you don't roll an encounter, the dice ticks up 1 until you get, so you go from 1 all the way up to 6, a guaranteed encounter. The longer it takes, one thing I'm doing different in Fartham, the longer it takes for an encounter, you roll on different tables and at different times of the day, and you can get some really weird stuff, which is your strange friend that you just rolled up was because off camera you guys had gotten to a 3 on the Dread Dice.
So that thing was a 3.
Yes. So having rolled that, it will now reset to a 1. There are different things for it. Like, for example, the camp that was hidden would just be a regular random encounter dice because you got, small camp in a clearing, not wandering through. But that last encounter, because it was a 3 and you guys were wandering around at night or close to night, it was that strange friendly creature is the result of that.
I think friendly is not the way you think it is.
We are going to go ahead and use that mechanic. So I'm going to jump back to the camp. Now, I set this up to the best. You guys can feel free to change anything that you dislike. But this setup is essentially the way I, assume Clay and Arnold would have set things up. If you all, because obviously you're bringing a cart into camp. As you approach the camp, you see Clay step out, dagger in hand. Who goes there?
Clay, at ease. It's us.
Oh, good. I just wasn't. I kid. That does not happen. My lord. It's very, and he kind of stops. You can tell he wants to admit that he's dealing with Arnold's over by the fire. He kind of looks up. He goes, "Lad's a bit skittish. Welcome back, sirs, ma'am."
Glad to be back.
So I'll let you guys take a second looking at this camp and let me know if there's anything you want to change. Because obviously you're bringing a horse and cart in. I don't know if you want to put the horses with these other horses. I mean, they're kind of tied up. They've rigged a hitching post, so you can just set it right there. Should you wish
we'll
it?
add him in there, and then just park the cart. Maybe over by the. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's just where I threw it, but you can move it anywhere you want.
Yeah, it worked for me.
Oh, Clay, and she looks at Venric to see if it's okay, but I have something here you might like.
Oh,
Yeah, Venric will just nod.
I think you two might get along well, and she'll hand him the puppy.
Whoa. At first, he's trying to appear all stoic, and the puppy leaps into his arms, and he starts licking him in the face, and he just like starts laughing, and then he steals himself, looks at Venric. Whose dog is this? Whose puppy is this?
He'll be yours to look after now, Clay. Aelwyn saved him. She thought of you first.
Mine.
His mother's dead, so we couldn't leave him.
Oh. Thank you. And he looks like overcome with emotion for a moment, and the puppy's just like licking him in the face, and he kind of glances at Venric, and he steps forward to Aelwyn, and he kind of looks at his feet, he looks up, he's like, and you can actually see he's got like unshed tears in his eyes. He kind of, thank you very, very, very much. And he goes over, and before you can say anything else, he just turns around, goes over near the fire, gets a part of a ration out, and starts playing with the puppy and feeding it. And he looks up guiltily at Venric. My chores are done, sir.
Well done. Clay, that's not the only thing we brought back. And at that, Venric will walk over to the wagon and get the belt that's wrapped up around the gear, and he'll hoist it over his shoulder and walk over to him. I've got some things for you, Clay. Some equipment, some gear, and you and I we're going to start training with this immediately.
Really? Mail.
Yes. That's right.
He holds up this chain mail, and he's like, and it's comically large for him because Cal was a full-grown, pretty solid mercenary. And again, Clay is a 14-year-old boy, so he's starting to, he's tall and thin and rangy, and he's like, okay. And then he kind of hefts the shield. It's like, he's clearly not quite strong enough. Grabs out the broadsword. He's like, thunk. And you realize Venric, as he's watching him, even the short sword, he's like, ha! And you're like, okay, you're gonna cut your ear off. And you realize probably the best thing to start him with would be the spear, because that's a simple enough weapon that with a little bit of training, he can actually get good with fairly quickly.
Clay, we'll work up to the sword and the chainmail. For now, what I want you to start with is this spear and this studded leather, because I brought a suit of this too. We'll work up to the chainmail after, but you'll start here.
I see. Thank you, sir. I'll. And he looks at the armor. He's like, it's a little rusty. I'll clean it up. Don't you worry, sir. I won't embarrass you. I'll get this all cleaned up. Shall I put it with our other things?
Yes.
And you see he kind of grins at this thought that, like, he doesn't say it out loud, but Venric, and maybe the others have a guess. He's like this, like, oh, he's used to taking care of his master's gear and his master's, like, he has some things now. He has some things to take care of, some armor, some weaponry, and he just, like, gets this, like, giddy little boy grin for a minute, and he kind of, like, masters himself, and he just looks so happy. He goes over, do you tell him keep the spear out and handy, or do you just have him put it all away right?
Yes, use the spear. The spear will replace the dagger at your side. The dagger will become your backup weapon, and the spear is what you'll be using primarily. And
Yes,
after
sir.
a while, you'll move on to the short sword, and then eventually the long sword.
Yes, sir. And you notice he kind of strikes a pose with the spear, and it's he looks a little comical but brave, and he has that, like, young man's determination. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, Venric, with a week's training, he'll be able to use the spear properly without rolling with disadvantage. And I'll say with a few days work, You can change his AC one higher with the studded leather, because what's going to happen is adjustments and everything else are going to have to be done to it. It'll take a little bit of work. And Arnold's like, sir, I can help see to that. I've done some leather working in the past.
Nice.
I appreciate it. And Venric will nod at Clay in approval.
And Clay just seems overjoyed. You catch him like throwing shy glances at Owen from time to time. And it's then, Venric, you remember, Clay's past. Clay's an orphan. He's never had a family. He's never had any of that. And so it's you can sense this, he's bonding already with people in the group and things like that. And the puppy just is already started bonding with him. He's constantly petting the puppy. He's constantly feeding it. Even at mealtime, he's giving it like more of his rations that he needs. You guys have to get on. Like, you cannot feed that dog constantly and, go behind a bush and throws up and comes back out, and you're like, you see? And so all this stuff is kind of going on as time continues. Is there... What else are you all doing within the camp?
Selvus is going to go check on Vrixus to see how he's kind of faring. Last time he had seen him,
All right.
he was up in the wagon.
You get over to the wagon, and the door's locked. And Arnold's like, he hasn't been out of there at all.
And I'll just kind of gingerly and knock on the door. Vrixus!
You hear, enter!
And I will go to open it.
It's still locked.
It's still locked.
Oh, forgive me. And you hear a flapping of wings, and he goes over, and it's like, press it, bolt. Enter my wagon. Good to see you, Selvus, old boy.
Vrixus,
Come, let me show you what I've learned.
yes, let me see. Let me see what you've been up to since we've been gone.
You go over, and he's been eating in bed. There's like crumbs and bits of meat and stuff everywhere all over the bed. Books are spread everywhere. You can see where he's been taking notes, but he spilled a little bit of the ink. It's on the corner, and he's kind of clearly tried to like clean it up, but made it worse because it's smeared. And he's like, look at this passage, Selvus. I'm telling you, we're getting close.
I believe you. However, Vrixus, you do recall that this is not our wagon.
Is it?
Now, I know, and to be fair, I understand the way of dragons. If you are layering in something, it is yours. I understand. But
yes.
But in this context, this was a favor that Brother Bertram was allowing you to stay in here whilst we were gone.
Is he still alive then?
He is, and he is probably going to be mildly upset at the current state of affairs in the wagon.
What do you mean? Look at this place. It's wonderful.
I've told you this before, Vrixus. Your eating skills are not good.
The inside jokes. Well, yes. And I keep thinking if we got rid of that statue, how much more room for books there would be.
I'm pretty sure that's a holy statuette, Vrixus. It's like an altar. I'm pretty sure he prays, near it. He kind of needs it.
He starts gathering up the books, flapping over to the bookshelf.
I did get us a cart, by the way.
You got us something like this?
No, nothing like this. Not quite nice as this. Just something to haul our things around.
What if, hear me out, I'm on to an idea here, my old boy. We'll keep this, and he can have the other.
I don't think he's going to be amenable to that trade.
He can have his statue of his whatever out there. It'll be perfect.
I understand. One moment. Let me And Selvus will step out for a moment. Brother
Selvus?
Bertram.
Yes. Bertram will walk over. Selvus?
Did Rixus say something as I went to step?
I was gonna say, Selvus, you notice as you're calling for Bertram, you glance over and you notice somehow the dragon has taken over more space on the bookshelf. He's edged out. There's a couple of Bertram's things on the floor, and he's put a couple more books you didn't even know he had on that next shelf.
Bertram, I'm going to apologize in advance.
For what? Bertram, my friend, come in.
And just have a look.
I walk into my wagon.
Kind of shoulder through. The dragon flaps away and, is kind of gathering up books. And you see everything I've just described.
Comfortable, isn't it?
It is indeed. Now, as I was explaining to Selvus, who's sometimes slow to the good ideas, we'll just keep this wagon. You can have the new wagon. What say you?
I say no, friend.
No.
In
Did
fact,
you say-
I would ask if I could be alone for a moment.
Rixus, we best get out of there. I'll help you with the books.
Well, I suppose I must relieve myself anyhow. And he doesn't even help clean up the books. He just flies out of the wagon.
Bertram will wait patiently.
As I'm picking up books and kind of brushing this extra crumbs onto the floor. And
Don't worry about it, Selvus. I
Bertram,
understand.
Give me a perception check.
Oh my god, dude, a 21.
Nice. You notice that as the wizard is cleaning things up, you notice a couple of scribed notes and drawings that the dragon has been doing. And one of them, you notice Selvus is kind of quickly cleaning up. He's kind of embarrassed at the mess, but he's also being rather quick with some of what he's doing. And you catch just like a corner of a paper, and your eye is drawn to what looks like a drawing of a volcano, a fiery gate, and at the bottom, you see written out with a question mark, the Crimson God. And you see Selvus kind of gathering the sheaf of papers as he's doing so.
Do I know what this Crimson God is in reference to?
Give me a knowledge religion or knowledge arcana.
Okay. I got a dirty 20.
You have heard a reference to it. It is some kind of an ancient, draconic, apparently deity or would-be deity. You don't know much about it. You're pretty unsure. But
Bertram will just kind of like make a mental note of that, but not mention it to Selvus. He'll just patiently wait. Don't worry about cleaning up the crumbs. I'm not concerned.
I apologize. Such is the way of dragons, unfortunately. It was perhaps a poor idea to allow him some time in here alone. I must be. He isn't a young dragon, but all dragons in their own way have a their perspective is that we creatures are lesser in so many ways, so they don't
kind of makes sense, actually.
They don't worry about the things that we worry about. I guess
he's not doesn't seem to be harmful.
No, he is a goodly creature. It's just he can be a bit of a slob.
Selvus, I don't have a problem with that. I would continue to allow him and you to use this wagon. I mean, obviously, I'm not trading, but
no. Silly dragon.
I am okay with you two to continue sharing this in the capacity we are, knowing that it is mine, that'll never change.
Well, thank you, brother. I will have words with Rixus, letting him know to be a bit more friendly while he's taking his abode in here.
Be kind when you do. I'm not offended.
Very well. I'll go easy on him.
I must pray, though.
Very well, and Sullivan will exit with the rest of the books and things like that in the papers that he had cleaned up.
When he exits, Bertram will shut the door and bolt it, and then he will remove his armor and his tunic down to his bare skin, and kneeling in front of the altar, he'll pull his belt off and just begin to cry out unto the Argent Lord for his unworthy blood, for his failure. And as he's doing that, he's going to beat himself in the back hard enough until blood starts flowing down his back. And he'll just continue to do that until he's tired out from that, because with his inability to turn the undead, and he just views it as his lack, his want, and he curses his barbaric blood, the tribe he was from, the way that he was raised until the light rescued him, and he's sickened with his inabilities and unworthiness. He'll try to be very quiet, like grit his teeth, but that's what Bertram does when the door is bolted.
All right.
Interesting.
All right. Bertram is doing that. As he is, after a while, you guys do hear this outside of the wagon. And it's, at first, you're not sure what's going on. Venric, you've heard of this among certain sects of the priesthood, this kind of self-flagellation, and it's a bit disturbing, perhaps. And as the dragon is flying back from the brush where he's done his business, he goes to open the door and hears it. He's like, I say, Celibus, I think Bertram's in trouble.
I do not believe it's trouble. I believe it to be some sort of ritualistic. I don't know, but I would say leave him be for the time, Rictus.
I see.
For now, we can.
Well, no, that doesn't make any sense. Is the Argent Lord a blood god? Have you been lying to me?
No.
The Argent Lord is not a blood god. Certain priests, certain sects of priests, they are more fervent than others. Some would call them zealots. I haven't spoken to Bertram about this.
I don't know. From what I understand, and the little bit that I have been told from Father Gedwin, Brother Bertram deals with some inner struggles with his bloodline, with his people, where he comes from. I don't know if this is an extension of that or not, but you should leave it be. It is.
Leave it be. Fasting is one thing. I understand that, cleansing and purifying yourself, but hurting yourself is a sign of mental instability. Among the elves,
some would say speaking to animals is also another sign of instability. But as I say, we are all strange in our own ways.
You're saying hitting yourself is the same as talking to a creature who can understand me?
I don't know if they can. I can't talk to these animals. You could just be a crazy person who's... I have no idea. I don't know any of you that well.
And she mentally, well, not mentally, but she says to Ruathane, come here.
See, and there she is talking to animals. I believe her, but again, from an outside perspective, from an objective point of view, we can't know if you're actually speaking with these animals. I assume you can. I've seen you have other magical powers, but I don't know.
Aylwin, I believe you can indeed talk to these animals, but I believe it's also Brother Bertram's right to be able to commune with his god the way he chooses. It would be different if he was whipping somebody else's back or flagellating someone else, but he's doing that unto his god, and that's his choice, it's his decision. I don't think it's something that should tear this group apart, though. If you wish to speak to Brother Bertram about this, possibly you could. But he's set in his faith. You should know that. Clearly. Clearly the man believes.
It is odd, I know.
I don't know how you... Everywhere I go, everyone tells me half-elves are weird, and this is the group of humans I end up with. She just shakes her head and she goes and lays down.
Yeah.
All right. So Bertram is doing his Bertram things. Aylwin goes and lays down. What is Venric doing during all of this stuff?
After that conversation, he's going to go check on Haste. Just make sure he's all right and go visit with him.
Haste is in very, very good shape. You could tell Clay is always meticulous in caring for your gear, especially for Haste. And he's been fed, rubbed down. He's got his blanket with the True Steel crest thrown over. He whickers as you approach. And again, Haste, it's just astonishing. This horse, I mean, there are there's 4 horses in total in camp, but it's essentially like they're almost like different creatures entirely. I mean, whereas they're good horses, they're big animals. The Haste stands just fully head up, looking around fearlessly, because again, these war horses are bred and trained for battle. They never have their spirit broken, and for anyone to ride them, they have to build the bond of trust. And Haste kind of looks over, and you've known for a long time, Haste looks at you as an equal. And even with Clay, he allows Clay to do things, but you know that, for example, not even Clay could mount Haste and ride him. Chances are Haste would throw him right off. But it's like between you and your mighty steed, it's almost like, 2 comrades. And he whickers softly, paws the ground, and looks very happy to see you. And he's just an incredible looking steed.
Yeah, Venric will pat him on his shoulder and scratch his ear. Talk softly to him. It's good to see you, my friend. It's time we rest for the night. And after that, Venric will head back, into his tent area and take his armor off and get ready for bed.
Clay is waiting there. He helps you get out of your plate mail. He instantly, as he sets each piece aside onto, some cloth that he has ready. As soon as he gets all of that off of you, he has your clean clothes there for you to change into, and then he goes instantly to cleaning the armor and preparing it for the next day, oiling it, taking care of every bit of it. You notice he's already been working on the gear that you brought him. He's got his work cut out with the chainmail, especially because it didn't look like the mercenary leader did a lot of work keeping it cleaned up. But and you notice everywhere he goes around camp, whether it's to get some firewood, whatever it is, he is constantly carrying this spear with him now. Now that he knows that's the weapon you're going to be training him in, he just constantly has it. Although he'll pull out the swords here and there, just looking at them, resheath them when he thinks someone's looking, set him away, he's not going to touch him, but kind of keeps glancing. The spear is obviously, he respects what you're saying. He knows that's where to start, but he's in love with he's seen Venric do insane things with the blade, so he's just someday, and he's at work. Venric, you go in your tent, change out of, into, you pretty much put on your, tunic and pants and everything, get out of all your sweat stained stuff. You clean yourself down. There's a bowl of water that the lad has even heated up over the fire. You're able to wipe yourself down to the best of your ability. You come out, wash your face, and he's ready to take the towel. And as you guys, any of you that are paying attention to this, maybe Aelwyn as she's bedding down, Celovus as he's talking to the Dragonling, it's just before Venric can need a thing, Clay is there doing it. It's the strangest thing to watch. And he doesn't do it like he's, being yelled at or told. He looks like he's so thrilled, doing this. It's like everything is a high honor. Taking the dirty rag from Venric to then wash it is like this high honor, and every bit of Venric's kit he treats like it's a holy relic unto itself. And what is Celovus doing during this time?
After having gotten Vrixis out and having gotten his books and whatnot, Celovus is going to just kind of reset up his tent so that he's got his area in there for him. He's kind of going over all of that. He's going to kind of clean himself up, but he's going to be going off to bed relatively soon as he has to get up early to study his spells.
Right. Okay. So everybody goes to bed?
We definitely set a watch.
Sounded like everyone went to bed to me.
Well, in that case, Venric will take first watch.
All right. Venric, I will jump back to the camp. I want to also make sure of where... where everyone is going to be. So I don't remember exactly. I know we had a couple tents. So this here is Rix's wagon. I mean, right? Was that the agreement? I thought.
That's the traveling temple. The traveling temple.
All right. And then we had 2 tents. I think this one belongs to the knight. I believe this one belongs to the wizard. That's why I put the cart next to it. You have the horses. We have a couple of bedrolls. This bedroll here next to the tent, that is young Clay's. This bedroll, Kate, I was not sure where you would like your bedroll. I know you have your elk somewhere. I wasn't sure if you'd like it off away from the fire, more close. I wasn't 100%.
Kind of by that log pile's good. A little bit, so he's got a little bit of room to settle down. Yeah.
Like there?
Yep.
Or further back?
That's fine.
Okay. Just so I have a handle on where everyone is. So, are you going to get back in your full armor after he's cleaned it up and everything, Venric? Or do you kind of stop him before he's done and say, no, I have to take first watch, lad?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right, he's just gone to work on the breastplate, and you kind of wearily get up, realizing everyone else is kind of going on to bed, and you see no one set a watch, and the military man, soldier that you are, you just kind of shake your head.
Yep, and after that, Venric will put his armor back on and keep the first watch.
All right. As Venric steps out, Clay, seeing that, gets up from working on the armor, of course, with the spear now in hand. Sir, shall I keep the watch with you?
Clay, I'll leave that up to you. If you want to, you can. Otherwise, you're free to take your rest.
I'll get my chores done first, sir, and then I'd be proud to stand the watch with you. It'd be my honor, sir.
That's a good lad.
And he goes back to work, again, sitting next to his bedroll. He's got all your stuff. He keeps glancing over because he can't work on your armor, so he's kind of at a stalemate. And after about 15-20 minutes, he comes over and just stands near you. What are you doing as you keep watch?
Well, would it be possible for? Well, no, we'll make too much ruckus for everybody else to sleep. I was going to say, can I run him through some training drills? But I think that might keep the whole camp up. If we're doing that.
At this late hour, it definitely would keep them up for you to train him because you got to show him a lot of stuff. But you could also get up in the morning and train with him, and in the evening, every evening, if you wish, do it that way.
Yeah, we will. Moving forward, we will be spending the mornings and the evenings drilling. But for now, we'll just quietly, once in a while, talk amongst ourselves.
Okay. Clay and the puppy is always by him. He's like, he does ask you. He's like, does he have a name, sir?
He does not have a name, Clay. That's for you to decide.
Oh, it's a big decision. And the pup is like starting to bond with him, although he'll scamper around and look at everybody else and bother the horses. But Clay's just doing that thing that kids do where he just won't leave it alone, constantly wrestling with it, playing with it. And it's just, you can see that bond has already started. Venric, how long are you keeping watch for?
We'll say 2 hours.
Okay. Actually, I don't know who this third. Oh, you know who we forgot completely was Copper.
Copper.
Yes,
Yep.
Copper, the thief who you rescued, who came back with you from the town. I actually forgot completely about him, or you brought him back from the the villa. I just apparently he was riding in the back of the wagon. He was so exhausted and just beat down. He never even woke up for that encounter. By the time he kind of woke up and looked around, it was over. The entire encounter. There is a third bedroll, and I don't know why I have. Oh, that would be Arnold's bedroll.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there an extra bedroll or anything for Copper? I would ask that question first.
Let's see here.
Does he
actually,
have one in his adventuring gear?
Oh, you know what? He does. I forgot you guys got his gear.
Because we got his kit that he had.
So he does have his adventuring gear. Good to know. Let me get another bedroll. Roll Copper. And he doesn't say much. He kind of has this kind of haunted look about him. He'll just throw his bedroll kind of there between the two tents. And like I said, Arnold is roughly there. Say Arnold's like a little closer to the wagon there. And Copper doesn't say a whole lot. He just beds down early and goes to sleep. I'm sorry, Venric, I asked you a question and then cut you off. I apologize. How long are you going to take watch for?
2 hours.
2 hours. During that time, you do see, well, the strangeness that's going on inside the traveling temple kind of reaches a crescendo after about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then it gets very quiet. Bertram, cutting back to you, you have literally beaten yourself bloody. Give me a Constitution check.
I got a 13.
All right. You lost control and did a hit point of damage to yourself. And then in a zealous kind of euphoria almost, you passed out. Just bloody on the floor of your temple. And you never came out for the evening meal. You never did anything else. You just collapsed. And after that point, Venric, you kind of heard him cry out sharply. It got very quiet to the point where you were almost a little concerned, and then you remembered what you'd told the others. And unless you tell me otherwise, you just kind of leave it.
I do. I leave it.
Excellent. Very good. All right. Venric, roll me a d6. What'd you get? I'm sorry, cut out.
I got a 3.
Excellent. 2 hours passes. It's dark. You hear a distant owl, whoo, but nothing more.
All right. And then at that, I will wake up Celibus, and I will take my armor off.
Celibus, what's your reaction to being woken up?
Yes. For the last time, Drixus. I said I had to get some sleep. Oh, sorry, Venric.
It's all right, Celibus. I thought maybe you could take the next watch.
Yes. I'm good. I will leave that little reptile to sleep for now.
Yeah, you notice that Brixus just kind of rolls over, taking up more real estate in the bedroll, and pretty much doesn't do anything other than that.
I will. Silvus will get himself up, grab his scabbard, and kind of brush himself and go sit out by the fire.
All right.
And Silvus is actually going to go through. He's going to be spending a little bit of time while he's on watch. He's going to just start going through some of the, kind of just the sheaf of papers that he had, that Vrixus had, and kind of some of the notes, as he usually does. We'll kind of, cross-reference all the notes that Vrixus makes to what he has written down and whatnot.
All right. And you realize you and Vrixus are going to need to have a talk because you think he might be onto something of a breakthrough. There's some clues there that he'd kind of been talking a lot about it, but for a while you're like, okay, it's gibberish. He's overexcited. But whether because he's a dragon and understands some things better, there's some ancient texts that he's been going through that you think he might be onto something. But you're also keeping watch.
Mm-hmm.
Bertram, give me a saving throw versus spells.
Okay.
I got a 10.
10?
Yes. So that's a fail.
That is a fail. All right. Noted. Celibus, roll me a d6.
Mm-hmm. And that's a 1.
All right. Now, so you guys know, the dread dice is not an effect for something that's a little more, hidden, tucked away like this camp. It's a little more peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
However, a 1 has been rolled.
A 1 is still a 1.
1 is still a 1.
Not the loneliest number in this game.
Roll your fate. Roll me 2d6.
That's a 5.
Excellent. All right. Now let me see. Oh. Give me... Actually, no. You don't need to give me anything. You can hear coming through the trees to the north. What do you do, Celibus?
Celibus shouts, "Beastman!"
All right.
And he will draw his sword.
Right. Let me get 2 other cards out. Somebody call it. Oop, dropped one. Hold on. Now somebody call it.
No.
Celovus, as it should be.
Okay. Silvus is going to, at this point, he's going to, because he's got his sword in his one hand, he's going to pull a torch and basically just touch it into the fire to light it, so that he has a sword in one hand and this torch in the other for visibility.
All right.
And he's going to continue shouting that we're under attack by beastmen!
Druid,
Okay.
here's what I need you to do. You're asleep, but you are outside. So I just need you to give me a wisdom check with advantage. You're a druid, you're used to the outdoors, and you're sleeping outdoors.
Okay. Dirty 20.
All right. You wake up.
Okay. I scramble up, grab my sword, and like as Ruethane is waking up as well, she scrambles onto his back.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Sort of like as he's getting up, she like hops on all in one motion.
Excellent, excellent. Get a few things in order here. And Celovus is, you're worried for a minute that no one is really paying attention. You see her just jump up and jump into the saddle. I'm assuming you're going to face the direction. You hear them coming from like the north. So my
Yes.
assumption is that's the direction you face. Okay. Excellent. Brother Bertram, you are gripped in a vision. You can make me a wisdom check with disadvantage. And I will let you know the DC is much higher right now, first round.
All right, I got a 5.
You do not wake up.
Okay.
Brixus, he crawls from beneath the bedroll, flaps angrily. Well, actually, no, you're in a tent. I'm sorry, I forgot that. This is your tent. Brixus kind of flaps out of the tent next to you at the fire, and he's like, I say, what is the meaning of this, Celovus? I am trying to sleep.
Beastmen, Vrixus, they're coming.
Oh dear. And that's what he does. Clay jumps up, rolls out of bed, and you see this, Aylwin, because Clay is actually right next to you, because you're actually right next to his bedroll. He gets up and without even thinking grabs what you realize is the padding to Venric's armor. He goes to the tent, but he doesn't even open it. He stands at the tent door. He's like, my lord, I have your padded armor here. Please, my lord. But he doesn't open it unbidden. So he's kind of standing at the opening of Venric's tent. Next, fastest, which I believe is going to be Sir Venric. In fact, yes, it is Venric. Venric, give me... Oh, you know what? One thing I forgot to do was give Clay... Oh, yeah, Clay woke up for sure. Venric, you are in a tent, so you... but you won't have to roll with disadvantage, because it is... well, no, you will. You'll roll with disadvantage, but it'll be the same DC. So roll me a wisdom save. Or not a wisdom save, a wisdom check. I'm sorry if I'm being confused.
You said that was with disadvantage or advantage?
Disadvantage, because you are in a tent, but the DC is the same.
Nope, I got a 5 on that.
Right? Finally. Drawn by the fire, you can see in the distance misshapen goatmen approaching. They come hurtling through the trees. knocking that tree completely over, apparently. And they come rushing forward. However, right now, that is where they get to, because they're kind of darting in and out of the trees. And you see, Elwyn, you've heard of beastmen. You've never really seen them up close, because you remember that the elves hunted them because they're creatures of chaos. They're just vicious, hateful, spiteful things that never should have existed. Some say that they're just products of twisted magic that some ancient wizard did. Others say they're literal children of chaos itself. Whatever it is, they're always evil, always vile. They love torture and death. They're irredeemable as creatures. They're like walking evil incarnate. And you've never seen one. You've heard the stories of when the old herds would grow in their thousands before being culled. And the elves were ruthless utterly at getting rid of them. However, this is your first time seeing them up close. And Celavus.
All right. Yeah, Celavus is going to, at this point, he is going to move to this side of the wagon that he can see. He's going to move kind of in between the two wheels there. Just kind of giving himself a little bit of cover up against the wagon.
Like here?
Yep. And then he's going to kind of wait for Brixus to kind of follow behind him.
All right. Mounted Druidess.
And they charge forward, and Aelwyn shouts, "For the Weald!" And they're going to charge the one right there in the middle.
Okay. She just hurtles forward like a lightning bolt.
Ruathane's going to attempt to gore. Oh, he got a 16.
That is a hit.
For
Nice.
3 points of damage in its right arm.
Love
Okay.
that moose.
And then she flashes down with her sword trying to finish it off. That is only hitting a 10.
That is a miss.
Okay.
And the beast yet stands. He did how much?
3.
Okay. Is that one? Keeping that in mind. All right.
You see, unlike all the other stuff, Kate, where Ruathane's just been kind of ramming into stuff. This one actually like leans on its horns and locks a little bit with
Black
it.
horns.
Yeah, that's why it doesn't do as much damage. It didn't like impale it. It was just
Right.
like,
Yeah, this
I'm gonna
is
start-
odd.
Start using these blood tokens that I have, guys, just because I found these the other day to
Mhm.
note when something is wounded. Then I'll keep track off screen of the actual HP, but this might, I'm hoping, help us
That's
a bit.
cool.
perfect.
All right, so that one is wounded. Oof. All right,
Bad luck.
the flank. He does not fall over. That was not what happened. One runs forward, charging into camp. They move pretty quickly too. This one runs around here. This one with the big axe comes in slower. And the one in the middle that Ruathane gored is going to swing this battle axe at your elk, hitting a 13.
Oh, that's a miss. His
Oh,
armor
bounces
holds.
off his armor. The two on the other side, let's see who they go for. We're going to say 1 to 3 is you, and 4 to 6 is your mount. You can never find another d6. Both are for Ruathane. They do not like this elk. That is 12 and a 13.
Oh, both misses.
Wow.
Ruathane is like plunging up and down, turning, and just half the time they're missing, and half the time they're bouncing off the armor. Meanwhile,
Fall before the king of the forest.
one runs up on Celavus,
Ah!
getting a 10.
Hopefully that's a miss.
Oh,
Ooh.
Sullivan. The other one, now the one with the great axe, it was too far back to run and actually get a swing at anybody, but the one runs up on Clay standing at the tent yelling for his master. Oh, good Lord. That's an 18 on Clay.
Oh no.
Oh crap! Yeah, that hits.
He swings forward with this blade. And really, Vrixis and Celavus have a view of this. Aelwyn's back is turned because she's fighting the main group of them as this this huge beast man runs up. Oh, good God. For 8 points of damage in the torso.
Oh,
Good Lord.
He falls.
And you guys see as Aelwyn, you kind of hear this like, huh! And Celavus, you like dodge back, and kind of like out of the corner of your eye, you look and you're like, oh no. And you see again, he's still a kid. He's like 14. He's tall, but he's thin. And you see this beastman as he's like, sir. And he's not even paying attention. He's so focused on trying to wake up Sir Venric that he's not even looking. And as this beastman kind of just comes out of the gloom and just slices him across the chest, down into his stomach, he says, huh! And he falls back and just is still.
hey.
Brother
Yikes.
Bertram,
Okay.
a voice speaking to you. The land all around you is gray. It's not anywhere you've ever seen. You look to your left, you look to your right, flat, featureless plain. You look down, you're not even standing on grass or stone. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. You feel weightless, but you're not floating upward. You're simply standing. You feel in your heart, you should feel peace, but you still feel that deep, seething rage. You hear a voice, deep, strong, powerful. Why, my son?
I am unworthy.
Who has taught thee thus?
I just feel so.
Do you walk by feelings?
No, I don't. I do not.
Liar! And you're catapulted back to awareness, but you are paralyzed this round as you feel a sense of not rejection, not anger, but deep sadness. Sadness for you, sorrow. And you can sense the Argent Lord is sad for you. His heart is broken, but you can't see this is not the way. And you hear that deep voice again. This is not how it is done. Moving on. Vrixis.
Well, I don't believe that Vrixis would necessarily try to get up into combat with one of these things.
He would go to Clay's aid. He is pissed. I can tell you that. He is angry beyond belief at what just happened. So whatever you choose to do with him in combat is fine, but he is going to try to murder that thing. He's very angry. He's like, you hear Vrixis, he's just a boy!
Actually, Vrixis will fly up over to where he's not going to hit the tent or anything, and he is going to breathe a line of fire at this beastman.
I like your pet too.
I didn't know he could do that.
It is it's a once per day thing, but seeing as how he is very angry, it would definitely be the time he would use it.
Furious.
So, it needs a save versus spells for half
Boy.
damage.
Let's see here. That, let me double check before I say, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, heck no. Nope. He does not make it.
Okay. All right. For 4 points of fire damage as Rix breathes a line onto him.
Okay, it doesn't drop, but it does. Give it a save again. Nope, it does catch fire.
Oh wow.
And this thing, Ben, what area does, like, if you roll me a location dice just to see what kind of area gets smoked?
It's actually torso. So it looks like he catches this thing's chest on fire.
Fur, burning fur.
Oh, it smells so gross.
Yeah, it's so vile. It like, but again, you can see that Vrixis, as he's like flapping above the tents and stuff, and he's like, he's just a child. I'll burn you to death. And you see something in him, Celovus, that you've only rarely seen, and he seems less and less like this small dragonling, and there's something in him that's much older, much angrier, and you almost hear a voice that's like deeper. It's like, I will burn you all. And Elwyn, even in combat, you're like, you have to turn like, what is that? And you see the dragon, you feel the heat as this, but it's still the same size, but you're like, what? And even, the elk kind of like is startled. And
Bertram mumbles, "The crumbs are okay."
Draconis.
Do not let me forget that beast man is on fire.
Okay. Good to know.
All right, Sir Venric, give me a will save with, what it would be is a wisdom check with advantage now, because there's a lot more commotion and yelling and fire and everything.
Oh, nat 20.
There we go.
Nice.
Venric, as you come the stock awake, what you hear all this clanging, but you hear a cry, and you realize, you hear this, and then you hear, he's just a boy, and all this stuff, but you are sure you heard Clay get very badly injured, if not killed.
All right, I'm going to step out of my tent. I'm going to grab Clay and pull him back into my tent.
All right, you do. You see this burning beast man, and it's kind of like one of those things where, an old movie where he's like on fire, he's like not paying attention because now he's burning and hurting. You grab Clay, you pull him in, and I will say that is your turn. You can see he's badly injured. You're keeping track of his health, so Venric, you see he is injured. I'm assuming not dead.
Not dead. No, he's at -4. He's hurt bad.
Indeed, but that's your turn. Finally, Clay needs to give me a Constitution check.
Oh, I don't have his Constitution stat. I just have what his hit points are.
All of his stats are +0 because he is still technically a teenage boy. So he has no bonuses to anything. In his description, it just says
19?
dumb kid. 19. Clay is strong. And even though you see this bad gash on his chest going to the top of his stomach, it didn't get anything too vital. And it looks like he's bleeding, but you're able to get it staunched. And next round. Oh my lord.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Bring it on.
Okay, so first off, burning guy. Ben, roll me another d4 of fire damage.
Okay. 2.
All right. That is not going to kill him outright. He is looking very bad, and I'm going to give him first a morale check because he is on fire. Which... No, he fails. So he will go charging off, running off, right back into the trees. He's on fire. Actually, I'm going to give him a saving throw. see if he... Oh yeah, he runs into a tree, smacks into it, and falls over. Still burning. And he's just burning. And Vrix is like, serves you right, you devil! Meanwhile, one on Celibus.
Mm-hmm.
About a 15.
That's a hit.
As he swings this blade at you, Celibus, for 3 in the head.
Oof. But Silvus, and he kind of recoils back as it draws blood from his head, but he does not drop.
Luckily, it kind of bounced it right off the side of the wagon, robbing it of much of its force, but it does carve into the side of your head, and you're wondering if it looks rough. Like, is hair ever going to grow there again? Meanwhile, these 3 are going to attack. See if any of them turns from the elk to the other. No, they all want this elk dead. Apparently, it having horns and being taller than them, they're looking at it as a challenge. And they all 3 attack the elk. That's a miss, but that's a 19.
Oof.
They hack into Ruathane with this for 4 points of damage with this curved notch sword into Ruathane's right foreleg. Meanwhile, this one goes around and just starts hacking into the back of the wagon.
You dirty dog.
Mindlessly.
Leave my wagon alone!
It'll hit this two-handed axe. Oh, chunk! It actually does a little bit. So, Jerry, I got to take off the hardness. Your wagon actually takes 2 points of structural damage. Take note of that, please.
I do not like that.
Right as you're kind of coming out, you hear a and wood splintering, and you hear like what sounds like an axe being withdrawn from the wood.
Huh.
Brother Bertram.
All right, am I still frozen?
No, you kind of, with that axe kind of hitting it, the dull thud of that, you feel your heart beat again, and it feels like you haven't breathed in like an hour. But you
Bertram will jerk the door open and see what he's looking at.
All right, and as you pull the door open, I'm just going to take this back part off.
Cool.
I'll even say you have your maul in hand, and obviously the interior is a little bit bigger than this, but that's okay. You see this beast man with a two-handed axe. He's just ripped it out of the door of your wagon, and looks like he's getting ready to swing again.
The light rebuke thee, I swing on him.
All right.
And oh no, dude, I had rolled a 1. Oh no, that's a 7. Whew.
Okay.
Thank God, I look like a 1. I hit an 8 though.
But you don't fling your maul anywhere. All right. Clay is clotted. Vrixis.
All right. Brixis is going to at this point he would just fly down, and seeing as how Syllabus just got hacked into, he would just fly down and on the beastman that's attacking Syllabus and try to take a bite attack on it.
All right. By the way, Syllabus, you realize Arnal has crawled under the wagon. Copper is just now kind of sitting up, but he's got a dazed half there look, and you realize he's just not all there.
Well then, all right. He is going to take this bite. Yeah, let's see. That is it's a 20 to hit from Vrixis.
That the hit.
For 2 points of damage in the left arm, so it kind of bites into this thing's shoulder.
This thing has not been injured, correct?
No.
Correct.
All right. Yeah, well, yeah. Because see, I don't have to ask that now, because that's why I got these things. It has now been injured. 2, you say? Didn't roll great for hit points, but that's his hit points.
And that is Vrixis.
Okay. As Rixus snaps into this beast man, and he's like revolting. Next fastest would be our druid.
Okay. Ruathane's going to attempt to gore the injured one. Let's see. 14
With the hit.
for 7 in its right leg.
Nice.
And he pins this thing to the ground, and with a savage twist, leaves essentially that large vein. What is it called? The one that runs through the leg.
Oh, the femoral?
Femoral?
Yeah, femoral artery. He just rips that open, and this thing, like a gout of blood, starts coming out from it, and it's just horrifying to look at.
And then I take a swing at the one that attempted to, well, the one that cut him, whichever one it was. Let's see, that was a 15.
15 is a hit.
Okay. God, minimum damage for 2 points of damage in its head.
2 points of damage. All right. This one is uninjured, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Oh, that was this one. Okay, so now this one here. Well, not enough room.
Thank you, giant hand of Bertram's god.
That one is now injured. Well, Bertram's god is not pleased with him. Sorry about that. Give these. So it does stand. It kind of bounces into his armor and everything, but it doesn't really seem to be a bad wound. Okay, that's this one now. All right, and that one's wounded as well. Okay. Sir Venric.
Okay, so now that Venric has Clay in the tent, he's going to give him a potion.
Okay.
For 5, that brings him up to 1.
Clay's eyes snap up.
Clay, listen, my boy. You're going to be all right. You stay here until I deal with these beastmen. I'll be back for you. At that, Venric is going to grab his sword and shield. And if he has any movement left, he's going to move into combat.
I'll say he can step out of the tent. I'll give him that.
Okay.
All right. Celavus the Seeker.
All right. Celavus is going to attempt to stab this beastman that is up on him and try to get this thing off of him. Back, demon. Nope, and they are apparently unplussed by his wizardly swordsmanship. So that's a miss.
Abilities. All right. Here we go. Next round. Brother Bertram.
Bertram swings. Die, Corbin! But he still misses pathetically. I hit a 6.
It's hard to swing. You got this giant maul and this little, it's a big wagon, but it's still swinging it inside a wagon. It's just, you're kind of just poking him back as best you can at this point. Next fastest, which is again our druid. And her
Okay. Ruathane gores the injured one. No, he misses terribly. And then I'm going to attempt to stab it. Oh, there we go. 13?
That is a miss by
Dang
1.
It. Okay.
Sir Venric.
All right. Venric is going to move to the beastman on the right of Aelwyn.
Right.
Yes. And he is going to try to take this thing's head. 22.
That's a hit. This one is uninjured.
Oh, baby. 11 points of damage in the torso.
Ooh.
Okay. Venric, you chop it almost similarly to what you saw your young squire get hacked, only you end it. You hack it from its chest down to its groin, and it collapses in pain, bleeding out and dying.
Welcome to the fight.
Benric is angry, apparently. The goat on the ground needs to take some fire damage. D4.
Another 2 points of fire damage.
Okay, that will kill it, because it was going to try to roll around to get rid of the fire, burning it to death, but actually the flames claimed its life. It is no more.
That's what I'm talking about.
Blade staggers up and looks out the tent flap, almost coming out, Sir Benric. But then he remembers his orders. Give him a morale check.
Oh man.
That is a 9.
What's his morale?
Is
ML?
I'm sorry, what was it?
So you're rolling 2d6 and you're trying to get the ML score, which is morale or lower.
Sorry, I rolled that wrong. He got a 5, and his morale check was an 8.
Okay, he obeys and stays inside the tent, the dog whining and yapping loudly and fearfully. Sullivus.
All right. Selvus is going to try to end this thing. It's up in his face. There we go. That's a little bit better. It's a 14 to hit.
14 is exactly what you need.
Okay, for 8 points of damage in the torso. So again, he does this sort of stop thrust, kind of maneuver that he's done before, and
Yes. Sullivus fights like a fencer. He's grace.
he doesn't have nearly the power that like Venric is, just cleaving through foes. So he has to be a little more, kind of
Quick
like
and agile.
yeah, just kind of poking him.
You do lunge forward and take this thing right through the heart, and as large as it is, 3 feet of good steel in its heart kind of puts paid to that, and it drops dead to the ground. Brixus.
All right.
He is angry unless you say something to him, unless you would try to. He's going to try to go kill another one of these things.
I'd say he'd fly at the back of the one that is still attacking, like Ruthane and Aelwyn. He'd kind of just fly into where it's not paying attention and take a bite at it. Let's see here. Ooh, Brixus is pissed off. Okay, that's a 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
Wow. So in the torso, so he apparently bites into this thing's back as he's kind of flies up and
I
around.
see his he settles his claws on and snakes his head down for a bite.
For 3 points of damage.
It does not fall, but it is injured. It kind of leans up and kind of tries to get away from this sudden pain that it didn't see coming. And you look down at when you see the dragonling, and he just looks furious. He's like, "I'll kill every one of you, you vile, detestable creatures."
Not a fan of Beastman.
Ellen.
Okay.
Here
We
we
will
go.
take advantage of its distraction. Ruthane attempts to gore it. Oh, there we go. He rolled an 18. For 5 points of damage in its right arm.
Ruthane gores this thing in the arm and chest and kills it. You can still have movement and attack.
Okay, yes, we will move on the one on Brother Bertram, and I will swing at it. Ooh, there we go. I hit a 17.
Dang.
No,
That is a hit.
For 5 points of damage in its torso.
This one is as yet uninjured.
Good job, man.
Nice.
All right, 5. It is badly injured. Where'd you hit it at?
In the torso.
You hack into its side, but it does not drop, but it is very badly injured. Brother Bertram.
I'm gonna try and just swing, no words. No, man, I dropped my mace.
For the record, no words is words. So
Apparently.
Oh
All right,
no!
drop your mace. Oh, roll me a strength check plus your, or d6 plus your strength bonus.
8.
Oh,
Good lord!
Yep, I was really
Somewhere
swinging
back in
hard.
there.
With
there's
it.
just a hole through the wagon.
Not my bookshelf.
Throw it back beyond the trees.
What Rixus
Play.
did was child's play.
Clay reaches down and pets his dog. That's what he does for now. Sir Venric.
All right, Venric is going to go around Aylwin. He's going to try to run this moose man through the back.
Who's spinning?
Mm,
Ooh, 22.
That is it.
Nice.
Venric is angry as well.
5 points of damage in his left leg.
Okay,
nice.
Venric sweeps his blade in the cloven, like down by the foreleg of this cloven hoof thing, and as it falls backward, he just buries his blade in its chest as it drops dead to the ground.
Nice.
The beastmen are still.
I'll go get my mace.
Venric beelines it back to his tent, and he's going to put a poultice on Clay.
All right. You run back there. You see Clay he's kind of shaking. He is definitely just the whole experience has got him. It's his first taste of real battle, and he is, it's woken him up maybe a little bit. But he can't seem to stop shaking. And as you kind of, he's like, sir,
Clay, you still, my boy. Those things are dangerous. They could have done it to anybody. They got the jump on you, and you weren't ready. You don't need to be ashamed of yourself. You did fine. You did what you were supposed to, and you followed orders, and you stayed in the tent. We'll get you trained up, but for now, you just need to recover.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He sits down and allows you to kind of he sits on just like near the tent flap, leans up against one of the posts, and you start applying a poultice, and he looks kind of he's kind of shivering as he looks at these beastmen out beyond. He can see their dead forms. You see Aylwin, and again, each one of you are seeing the rest in a different light. Celavis is calm, and those of you that looked at him through this fight saw that, although Celavis can maybe sometimes come off as he's just a bookworm, even without spells, he is poise and grace, and he moves kind of like a dancer in combat, and he never seems to lose his cool. And you kind of see, and again, panoramically or cinematically maybe is a better word, if we're looking at it through Clay's eyes for a moment, like as we would in a movie, he kind of looks, the fire's burning, you see the burning beast man, you see the fallen forms of the other beast men, you see he looks over, Celavis kind of does that with and so the blood comes off of his blade, pulls a bit of cloth, wipes his sword clean, looks around, maybe looking for other threats. His eyes then glance over to Aylwin and Ruathane, who are, Aylwin's still mounted. She kind of almost in his eyes, through the smoke and the blood and his nerves, she almost looks like a goddess of war. She's like on the back of this elk, and she looks massive because an elk is a huge animal, and this is bigger than a normal one. And she's just cantering around, whirling. Ruathane's blood is up. He kind of keeps rearing and stamping. A couple times he goes over, and one of the beastmen twitches, and he just brings both hooves down, crushes it. Haste, I forgot about, to be fair. I'm going to rule that Haste, because Haste would have went nuts when Clay got injured because they are pretty bonded. So I'm going to rule that Haste this entire time has been neighing and screaming and going insane, but he couldn't pull free because Clay always does a good job of tethering him. Mm-hmm. And Haste finally snaps free Aelwyn, you kind of turn and look, and you see Haste run over to the tent, and like lower his head. And for the first time, you guys see there is a bond between the squire and the horse and the knight, and he kind of like gently nuzzles the squire, who's kind of laying there, and Clay looks very, very pale. You guys realize he came very close to death. Meanwhile, Aelwyn, even though you're taking all this in, you're still scanning. You have dark vision, so you're looking out beyond the fire. You don't see any more forms, but Aelwyn just has this grim cast to her features, like she's about to go kill something. Meanwhile, Vrixis, you guys have never seen Vrixis this agitated. He flies up to the top of the traveling temple, looks around, and the whole time he's just rumbling. He's like, "Vile beasts of chaos! I will not abide this. By my realm, I swear it." He flies over to the top of another tent. "If it's the last thing I do, I will see them rooted out, root and stem. I will burn them all out. I will burn them all. Burn them, I tell you, Sullivus. Do you hear me?"
I hear you, Vrixis. I hear you. But
Will not stand for this. I will not stand for it. And he flies over. He kind of gets on top of Venric's tent and looks down, and he kind of finally calms down. Are you all right, my boy?" And Clay kind of looks up. "I'm okay, Dragon." He looks at Venric. "Will he live?"
The boy will live.
Good, good. I'm glad. And he kind of starts to compose himself. Meanwhile, you guys see this massive, hairy. You've never seen Bertram without his shirt. It's like he looks like a bear. He just like jumped out of the back of his wagon, and he's like a big, muscular, like just huge guy. And as he jumps out, the wagon, like you see the wagon kind of like let off with the weight of him, and he's just big, brawny shoulders, but you can't help but see these bloody welts on his back. He hasn't had a chance to clean them. He goes kind of like lumbering through, and again, you're like, man, he looks like a bear. He comes back. He's got his mace kind of sheepishly, and Bertram looks pale, though. His face, he has a haunted kind of look to his face.
Are you okay, brother?
Yes, well, time will tell, I think. I made a poor choice. I must endure the consequences.
All right. Well, if you need someone to, I don't know if you can quite reach your back, but if you need somebody to help clean it off, I'm willing to help.
Kind of like embarrassed looking, Bertram will accept your help and just mumble something unintelligible.
Very good. And Selvus will kind of follow him back into the wagon, kind of with he'll get a little bit of water in a bowl and a little rag, and just kind of help Brother Bertram clean himself back off.
All right. And as you do this, Selvus, you're kind of horrified, even though you're well traveled. You've heard of a lot of different things like this, but it's kind of hard to look at, and realizing that Bertram did this to himself. It's just it's kind of rough as you're looking at this. But you do start, and you notice as you start cleaning it, he winces a little bit, but not a word, not a whine, nothing escapes his his lips.
Might I
Thank
ask, Brother Bertram, the why? You've performed admirably in every step since we've left the temple.
The truth self is I don't understand why exactly myself. I have these feelings that overpower what I know and have been taught by Father Gedwin, but I find in battle, sometimes my blood rises, sometimes I I do things that I know better than to do. And I don't know how, I don't have the words. The shame that comes, it reminds me of when I stood powerless to stop my own people from killing my own people. My people no more by choice. I know this. It was wrong what I did tonight. I don't have a good reason for why other than it had to go somewhere. I was the safest place to. There's just you're a thinking man, and I'm not. Apparently, I let my feelings guide me, and I know better than that. But they got me.
Well,
But no more. I've been chastened. Not this. He gestures to his back.
well, Brother Bertram, I'd be lying if I didn't say that part of being, well, at least what it seems like to me, being a faithful man is having that fervor, having that passion, just directing it in the right areas.
I can see why Gedwin has confidence in you, Celibus. You are intelligent, but I think wise too. I was foolish tonight.
There are many wiser than myself. But regardless, I just don't want to see you harmed, brother.
And I think that the Argent Lord has shown me the error that I made tonight. I have no intention of repeating this mistake.
I will not beat that dead horse, but and as Selvus kind of finishes up, he'll kind of just leave the bowl and the rag and the water, kind of sets it off to the side in the wagon. Get some rest, Brother Bertram.
Celibus,
Yes?
thank you for, I guess, not judging.
Well, as I was saying to Aelin, we're all a bit strange in our own ways. From everyone else's perspective, we're all kind of odd. I mean, I would have to imagine from Sir Venric's perspective, we are all very strange, as he is what would seem to be the most normal among us. But as I say, this is the way. Groups like ours, we need variety.
We have that. I fear the Druidess does not take kindly to me and the light. It is okay.
There, you have to understand, Bertram, it's not only simply the... You have to understand, as well as the humans, the elves have an entire pantheon completely separate to those that we humans believe in. Same goes for the dwarves, same goes for many of the various different races. But so it's not only just that from a social perspective do they not understand in that way, but even down to the way that they worship is very different than our own.
I can see you're right in this. At any rate.
It may just take her some time to get used to, is all.
Well, it's okay. I'm used to not always fitting in. It'll be okay. I will do my job.
I need a bit of rest myself. Good night, Brother Bertram.
Good night, Celibus.
All right, as you guys are having this conversation, outside, what are Venric and Aelwyn doing? I know, Venric, you're over by the tent. You see Clay's he kind of passes out a little bit from shock and blood loss, but he's okay. He's stabilized. As you kind of stand up, you see Vrixis actually is still kind of hovering there, looking down protectively. He kind of flaps down and sits next to the boy. The puppy comes up, yapping at him, and the dragon is kind of gently, weirdly, it's the strangest thing to see a dragon, small dragon, reach over and kind of pet a puppy. There. No, I did not agree to this. Finally, flaps up, my word, and gets up out of range. And you see Haste kind of just stands right next to the boy. And what do you do? Aelwyn, meanwhile, you finally calm Ruthane. Ruthane, without you even trying, he has made sure that each and every one of these beastmen are dead, including the burning one. The whole place stinks like burning fur and everything else. Aelwyn, you look back across with concern, but you see Clay his chest is rising and falling. You can see Venric kind of stand up. What do you two do or say, or if anything?
Venric is going to actually use poultice on himself, and then he's going to help calm Haste down, and then get him rehitched. Give Clay a little bit of space.
What about you, Aelwyn?
Yeah, that was actually going to be what she was going to say, is check if any of them were still alive. After checking that Clay's fine, she will start to drag the bodies a little bit outside of camp so that their stink does not, and the carrion.
Right. Ever the pragmatic one, Aelwyn, just the calm, collected Fro. You start pulling bodies out of camp. Venric, you put a poultice, on your injuries. Aelwyn, you get the bodies out. Ruthane kind of helps you, as best he can, kind of throwing horns into them once you get them up and just flinging them out there. You get them maybe about 50 feet outside of camp, so the stench isn't so bad, and you realize it's good. Eventually, Celovus comes back out of the wagon, the traveling temple. As you kind of close the door, you see the mark of an axe where this beastman chopped into the door. And Aelwyn, what are you thinking, just as you're taking this in, as you're kind of doing the work of clearing things out and everything?
She is thinking just how badly that could have gone and how close it came to disaster, and she's just uncomfortable with they were just a hair's breadth away from all falling. She's not too sure about these people she threw in with.
Right. What is Venric thinking?
Venric is just thanking the Argent Lord that Clay didn't get killed, and he's angry at himself that he didn't wake up sooner to stop the whole matter.
Celovus, as you kind of climb out of the wagon, what's going through your mind?
Celovus is going over and kind of pondering in his head what him and Brother Bertram talked about. But almost more than that, he is kind of drawn to an almost imaginary kind of landscape and setting that he has in his head of just the background, just a little bit that he knows of Brother Bertram's background, and just is kind of thinking on what could be so bad in this man's past, or this, the history of his people or whatever, that would bring him to that kind of point, to loathe himself in such a way. And so he's kind of lost in thought about, Brother Bertram's, kind of reasoning and kind of his way of looking at the world.
Right. Celovus kind of climbs out. Vrixis kind of flaps over from, the top of the tent, lands on your shoulder. He's getting more back to his old self, and he's like, he just whispers very seriously in your ear, "My word, Celovus, that could have gone very, very badly."
Yes, it could have gone much, much worse.
Good thing you were watching over us, my friend. He kind of, and I mean, whether or not you guys, I would say that probably Venric and Aelwyn see this as you guys see Vrixis kind of murmuring. He says, maybe you hear it, maybe you don't, but he says, good thing you were on watch, my friend. He actually lifts himself up and pats the top of Sullivan's head with his foreclaw. And as he just kind of leaves it there for a minute, like you would if you're petting a dog. And he kind of like,
and you guys notice Sullivan doesn't even act. He's so used to this at this point, kind of like long suffering, like you would with a child or something that's doing something cute but annoying, and you're just like, all right, and he just kind of lets it happen as he's.
And you can see that as this is happening, you see Vrixis is just, there. It's all over though. It's all over. Brother Bertram, what is going on in your mind?
Bertram, he is filled with sorrow and also elated, even though it was in chastisement and correction. The Argent Lord visited him in a vision, and so he's. It's like if you just repented and God forgave you, is how Bertram feels right now. He knows there's stuff to he's got to work out, but. It's sweet and sour is how he feels.
Very good. All right. This, I think, is a good place to end session 4.